I'm David Merrill, the president of USINDO, the United States-Indonesia Society. USINDO and the U.S.-ASEAN Business Council are honored to have the role of welcoming you tonight on behalf of the distinguished cooperating partners for tonight's Voyage to Indonesia 2018 annual Gala dinner. We thank the government of Indonesia for hosting this special evening. We thank the sponsoring partners, Bank Negara Indonesia, Bank Mandiri, and Bank Rakyat Indonesia for making this evening possible. At tonight's dinner, all of us interested in Indonesia and the United States wish to deepen our insight into Indonesia's economic development, achievements, and potential as the world's fourth most populous country, the world's third largest democracy, and last time I checked, $1 trillion economy. Its growing role on the world stage. We want in this dinner to appreciate U.S. companies investing in Indonesia and Indonesian businesses who value the U.S.-Indonesia relationship and build the bonds between our two countries and peoples. Indonesia's role on the world stage is taking another quantum leap in the 2018 World Bank IMF annual meeting, which Indonesia is hosting for the first time in Bali next year, about a year from now. Tonight, on behalf of all the organizers, we are honored to welcome our featured speakers, His Excellency General Luhut Panjaitan, Coordinating Minister for Maritime Affairs, Her Excellency Sri Mulyani Indrawati, and Minister of Finance and Pak Tony, His Excellency Agus Martowardoyo, Governor of the Central Bank, our U.S. special guest, the Honorable Vern Buchanan, Member of Congress, and Mrs. Sandy Buchanan, Indonesian Ambassador to the United States, His Excellency Budi Bowo-Laksono, our special introducers, Ambassador Bob Blake, U.S. co-chair of USINDO, and recently U.S. Ambassador to Indonesia, Richard Adkerson, CEO and Vice Chair of Freeport-McMoRan, and Senator J. Bennett Johnston, Jr. We welcome the following distinguished guests: Senator Kit Bond of Missouri, a longtime friend of Indonesia; Melchias Marcus Mankeng, Member of Parliament, Chairman of Commission 11; Bobby Adityo Rizaldi and Dave Akbar Shah Fikarno, Members of Parliament from Commission 1, which is on International Affairs, Defense, and Intelligence. Distinguished leaders of the three state banks: Pak Ahmad Balkuni, President Director of BNI; Pak Kartito Wirjo Atmojo, President Director of Bank Mandiri; Ibu Suzy Liesto Wati of BRI. Thank you, Ibu Suzy. Our distinguished U.S. government guests, including Patrick Murphy, Deputy Assistant Secretary of State for East Asia and Pacific; Brian McFeeters, recently posted to Jakarta, who is now Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary of State for Economic and Business Affairs; Robert Caproth, Deputy Assistant Secretary of Treasury for East Asia; Barbara Wiesel, Assistant United States Trade Representative; Diane Farrell, Deputy Assistant Secretary, Department of Commerce; Brennan Richards of the White House; our many invited guests from the U.S. business community who are being appreciated tonight for investing in Indonesia and its economic progress, and for their prospective role in continuing in Indonesia. Our many distinguished representatives from the Indonesian business community. Our many USINDO board and board of advisor members and U.S. ASEAN board members here tonight. Time does not permit me to name them individually, but we appreciate your presence greatly. Professional staff of the government of Indonesia and the sponsoring banks, and all of us interested in Indonesia and Indonesia-U.S. relations. I would now like to introduce tonight's special U.S. guest, the Honorable Vern Buchanan, Member of Congress and co-chair of the Congressional Indonesia Caucus. Congressman Buchanan serves on the powerful House Ways and Means Committee, which has jurisdiction over tax policy, international trade, healthcare, welfare, Social Security, and Medicare, and many, many other committee assignments and assignments for his state delegation. In co-chairing the Congressional Indonesia Caucus, Congressman Buchanan has brought together a group of some 50 members of Congress who are interested in Indonesia. And just before this event started, we chatted about his plans to expand that group further. And this is what Indonesia and the United States need, as Indonesia is so underappreciated and not as understood in the United States as we would like it to be, which is why our organization exists. Congressman Buchanan is a member also of the House Democracy Partnership, which builds legislative ties between Indonesia and the United States. He has visited Indonesia several times. He is a self-made businessman, a strong fiscal conservative who has achieved many legislative successes. Congressman Buchanan, we appreciate your leadership on Indonesia in the Congress, and we welcome your remarks. Thank you.